Saturn is the second largest planet in the solar system and sixth planet from the Sun. It has no satellite to date. 62 have been recorded. It is a very cold planet with a surface temperature of about 180 Celsius. It has an atmosphere of mainly hydrogen and helium with trace of ammonia, methane. Saturn is the one of the least dense planets despite a rocky core slightly bigger than Earth. A series of cloud belts surround the planet. These are similar to but paler than those of Jupiter. Saturn, encircled by this series of rings, is one of the most beautiful planets in our solar system. Saturn is the only planet in the solar system that is less dense than water, about 30% less at low. Saturn's core is considerably denser than water. The average specific density of the planet is 0.69 K centimeters 3. Due to the atmosphere, Jupiter has 380 times the Earth's mass, while Saturn is 95 times mass of the Earth. Together, Jupiter, Saturn, and hold 92% of the total planetary mass in the solar system. The outer atmosphere of Saturn contains 93% molecular hydrogen and 3.25% helium by volume. Saturn is a gas giant with an average radius about 9 times that of Earth. Also have only 1/8 have average density of Earth with its larger volume. Saturn is just over 95 times more massive. Saturn is named after the Roman god of agriculture. Saturn has a hot interior reaching 7,000 Celsius at its core, and it radiates 2.5 times more energy into space than it receives from the Sun. Saturn has a prominent ring system that consists of main continuous main ring system are 3 discontinuous arcs, and that is composed mostly of ice particles. Indeed, the hundreds of moonlets comprising the rings Titan, Saturn's largest moon and the second largest in the solar system, is larger than the planet Mercury, although less massive, and its only moon in the solar system to have a substantial atmosphere. The average distance between Saturn and the Sun is over 1.4 billion kilometers with an average orbital speed of 9.69 kilometers per second. It takes Saturn 10,759 Earth days, which is about 29 years, to finish one revolution of the Sun. Saturn is the most distant of the 5 planets, easily visible to the naked eye from Earth, the other 4 being Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Jupiter, Uranus, and occasionally 4 Vesta are visible to the naked eye in the dark sky. Saturn disappears to the naked eye in the night sky as a bright yellowish point of light with an apparent magnitude of usually between +1 and 0. The spacecraft to carry out the first flyby of Saturn in September 1979 is called Pioneer 11 when it passed within 2,000 kilometers of the planet's cloud top. Images were taken of the planet and a few its moons, although their resolution was too low to discern surface detail. The spacecraft also studied Saturn's rings, revealing the DNF rings and the fact that dark gaps in the rings are bright when viewed at high phase angle towards the Sun, meaning that they contain fine lighting scattering material. In addition, Pioneer 11 measured the temperature of Titan, discovery known to the ancients and visible to the naked eye, named for Roman god of agriculture, diameter 7,000 miles, 120,500 kilometers, orbit 29.6 Earth days, day about 10.5 Earth hours, moons 82, 2019, 62. Uranus is the 7th planet from the Sun. Uranus, a very cold planet, as it receives only 1 to 350 as much sunlight as Earth. Uranus is an unusual planet because its axis of rotation is tilted sideways until it is almost horizontal. Uranus' atmosphere is mainly made up of hydrogen and helium with trace of methane, ammonia, and water. However, it's so cold that all the least clay compounds probably form a frozen mixture. The maximum surface temperature of the planet is about negative cold 185 Celsius. That planet probably has solid core surrounded by ice and liquid hydrogen that Uranus has 27 known satellites moon. To date, it has 10 narrow black rings made up of dark boulders. Uranus is the only planet whose name is derived from a figure from Greek mythology, from the Latin version of the Greek god of the sky, Urania. Like the other giant planets, Uranus had a ring system, a magnetosphere, and numerous Uranus, which are 27 in November. To date, Uranus is similar in composition to Neptune, and both have different bulk symmetrical composition from that of larger gas giants Jupiter and Saturn. For this reason, scientists often classify Uranus and Neptune as ice giants, to distinguish them from the gas giant Uranus atmosphere and similar to Jupiter and Saturn in its primary composition of hydrogen and helium, contains more ice such as water, ammonia, and methane science, along with traces of other hydrocarbons. It is the coldest planetary atmosphere in the solar system, with a minimum temperature of 49,000 minus negative 224 Celsius, has a complex layered cloud structure with water to make up the lowest clouds and methane the uppermost layer of clouds. The interior Uranus is mainly composed of ice and rock. Uranus was the first planet discovered with the telescope by Sir William Herschel on March 13, 1781, for the first time in history, with reference to that William Herschel is the discovery of Uranus. Uranus orbits the Sun once every 84 Earth years. Its average distance from the Sun is roughly 3 billion kilometers, which is about 20 AU. The difference between its minimum and maximum distance from the Sun is 1.8 AU, larger than any other planet. Though is not large as that of dwarf planet Pluto. The rotational period of interior Uranus is 17 hours and 14 minutes. As on all giant planets, as upper atmosphere experience strong winds in the direction of rotation, latitudes such as about 60 degrees in south, visible features on the atmosphere move much faster, making a full rotation in as little as 14 hours. The Uranian axis, its rotation is approximately parallel with the plane of the solar system with an axial tilt of 97.77 as defined by retrograde rotation. This gives it seasonal change completely unlike those the other planet near the solstice. When people face the sun continuously, the other face away at the other side of Uranus orbit. The Uranian of the pull towards the sun reserve each pull gets around 42 years of continuous sunlight day, followed by 42 years of darkness night. Uranus' mass is roughly 14.5 times that of Earth, making it the least massive of the giant planets in diameter. Is slightly larger than Neptune at roughly 4 times more than Earth, a resulting density of 1.2 kilogram centimeters 3 makes Uranus the second least dense the planet after Saturn. This value indicates it was made entirely of various ice such as water, ammonia, and methane ions. The total mass of ice in Uranus' interior is not precisely known because different figures emerge depending on model. It must be between 9.3 and 13.5 Earth masses. Uranus' interior heat appears markedly lower than that of the other giant planet. Astronomical terms, it has a low thermal flux. Why Uranus' internal temperature is so low, it is still not understood. Neptune, with Uranus near twin in size and composition, radiates 2.61 times as much energy into space as receives from the sun, but Uranus radiates hardly excess heat at all. The lowest temperature recorded in Uranus' troposphere is 49 K, making Uranus the coldest planet in the solar system, colder than Neptune. Discovery 1781 by William Herschel was thought previously to be a star, named for personification of heaven Isis myth. Diameter 31,733 miles, 51,120 kilometers. Orbit 84 Earth years, day 18 Earth hours. Moons 27 moons. Wait, add, please. No ads. Forever, no ads, please. Neptune is the eighth and farthest planet from the sun in the solar system. Neptune is about the same size as Uranus. It has a thick, stormy atmosphere of hydrogen and helium with white clouds of frozen methane around the equatorial region. Its great dark spot is a hurricane about the size of Earth, it also encircled by 5 narrow rings. Your Neptune is very cold with a temperature of negative 205 Celsius. It may have a solid core surrounded by a thick layer of Triton. One is the Moon. It's volcanic with a temperature of 240 Celsius in the coldest recorded from any the bodies in the solar system. Neptune has 14 known satellites. To date, among the giant planets in the solar system, Neptune is the most dense. Neptune is at 17 times mass of the Earth and is slightly more massive than its Uranus is much larger. Discovery 1846, named for Roman god of water. Diameter 30,775 miles, 49,530 kilometers. Orbit Earth years is 155 Earth years. Day 19 Earth hours. Moons 14. Pluto, dwarf planet, once the ninth planet from the Sun. Pluto is unlike other planets in many respects. It's smaller than Earth's moon. Its orbit carries it inside the orbit of Neptune and then away from beyond that orbit. From 1979 until early 1999, Pluto had actually been the 8th planet from the Sun. Then on February 11, 1999, it crossed Neptune's path and once again became the solar system most distant planet until it was demoted to dwarf planet status. Pluto stayed beyond Neptune for 2,220 years. Pluto's orbit tilted the main plane of the solar system, where the other planets orbit by 17.1 degrees. It's a cold rocky world with only very ephemeral atmosphere. NASA's New Horizons mission performed history's first flyby of the Pluto system on July 14, 2015. Pluto is the smallest planet as well as the farthest from the Sun. Pluto probably has surface temperature of about negative 220 Celsius on the sunlight region and about negative 253 Celsius. The dark side of substance would have been liquefied or frozen at this temperature. Its body probably contains a large amount of solid methane. Discovery by 1930 by Clanton Bach, named for Roman god of the underworld, Hades. Diameter 1430 miles, 2,301 kilometers. Orbit 248 Earth years. Day 6.4 Earth day. Moons 5.